Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Kessel. Welcome back to STEAM Enrichment. This week, we're going to continue talking about pumpkins. And this week, you're going to get to do an activity where you create a pumpkin in Google Slides. And then next week, boys and girls, you're going to actually build your square pumpkin out of materials in your house. Let's get started with our STEAM affirmations. Remember, I say it first and then you repeat it. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. If I think creatively, I can solve any problem. Because I am capable. When things get difficult, I don't give up. I have grit. I'm an important part of my family. I'm an important part of this class. I'm an important part of this world. I matter. I can make a difference. I am ready to learn. Great job, boys and girls. I love hearing you say those things, so keep saying them. So like I said, this week, you guys are going to get a chance to draw a square pumpkin a different way. Last week, we read the story of Spookly, the square pumpkin, and we went on abcia.com and you got to create a square pumpkin. Well, today we're going to do it another way. And so next week, what you're going to be doing, and this is for my at-home helpers, next week what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking recycled materials like cardboard boxes, and you're going to be making a square pumpkin. But this week, we're going to be coming up with a plan. And so good engineers always have a plan before they just start building. And we're going to make our plan in Google Slides. So right now, I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's watch. What you are going to do is when you are in Schoology, and you should already be in this folder where it has watch the video, you're watching it right now, and then number 2 is create your square pumpkin in Google Slides. You're going to click that. Okay, and you see something like this. It says assignment, and then it says my document. You're going to click on the second one that starts with M and says my document. Okay, and when you do that, your document, you have to give it a second to load, but it'll pop up right here. Okay, so you can work on your document right here in the Schoology screen, or if you're on a Chromebook and you need a little more space you'd like to work in, you can click this button that starts with an E that says Edit, and it will pop it out into a new tab, and you can work on your document in your full screen in a new tab, okay? Now don't close that Schoology tab because you're gonna need it in a minute, but just leave this, you can open it in a new tab, okay? And the first thing you're going to do, it says type your name here. So whenever we type our name, we put our first name and our last name, okay? We're gonna practice typing our name. So I'm going to click after the E, and I'm going to push the backspace button and delete, 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 delete. Get rid of this. And I'm going to put my name. My name is Diane Kessel, so I would type my first and last name. You're not going to put my name, you're going to type your name, okay? First name and last name. And if you look, my first name gets a capital letter, and my last name gets a capital letter. Make sure you use your capital letters. Now I have this pumpkin patch here, and I'm going to get to draw a square pumpkin that next week I'm going to get to build, but today we're just drawing it in Google Slides. So what I want to do is add some shapes. So if I come up here to the top, I see my ribbon. I call this the ribbon. And if I hold my mouse over the button, this one with a circle and a square says shape. I click on that. And then I see some choice. I have shapes, I have arrows, call outs, and equations. I want to start with a square because I'm making a square pumpkin. So here in shapes, the first shape is a square. I click on that. And now my mouse turned into a little plus sign. You can see I'm moving it. So I have to do something. I have to click and hold down and then drag to make my rectangle. So I click and I drag, and you can see it's the little blue lines. It's making my rectangle. And when I let go, boom, there it is. Now, if I want to change the size of it, I can grab one of the little squares. If I grab this one here, I can make it taller. If I grab this one on the side, I can make it wider, or I can make it narrower. If I grab the corner, it makes it taller and wider at the same time. Okay, so now I see my pumpkin. This is the shape of my pumpkin, but maybe I don't want it here. Do you see how my arrow now has like 4 arrows? If I click it and drag it, now I can move my whole pumpkin. But when I go over the boxes, it's just 1 arrow, and I can't drag the whole pumpkin. I can only move one side. So you just have to look at the shape of we call this your cursor. Look at the shape of your cursor. Okay. So I don't want a white pumpkin in my pumpkin patch. I want my spookly pumpkin to be orange. So when this is clicked on, it has to be, and I know I've clicked on it because it's got the blue lines around it. I come up to the ribbon and I find the paint can and I click it. Now I want a nice orange color for my pumpkin. And you see when I clicked it, it turned it orange. I can also click on the paint can, and here it says solid. I can choose gradient, and I can choose one of these, and it makes it light in the middle and dark on the edges. You can do it however you would like. So I fill in my square pumpkin I'm doing mine orange. You can do yours however you would like it to be. Next, I want to add a little stem on top. So I'm going to go back to shapes. And I'm going to think, what shape should my stem be? I kind of like this little shape that looks a little bit like a leaf, or right here. This is a good shape that looks like a stem. I'm going to click that. And then remember, I click and I drag. I drag it to where I want it. If I want to change the size, I just pull the corners to change the size. And when my cursor looks like this, that's when I can move the whole thing. So I'm going to put it right in the middle. Okay, now I want that part to be brown, I think. So I have it selected because I see the blue around it. And I'm going to choose a brown color. Let's go to the solids. Oh, I see some browns at the bottom. I'm going to choose this nice brown. Okay. Now I have to give my square pumpkin a face. So I'm going to go back to shapes and I'm going to say, okay, I want my pumpkin maybe to have circle eyes. I might click a circle. There's one circle eye, and I think I want that circle eye to be black. There, I'm going to move this, maybe make it a little smaller. Okay, one circle eye, and I think I want it to have one triangle eye. That's what my pumpkin is going to look like. And I'm going to fill that one in black. You can fill it in whatever color you would like. Okay, now my pumpkin needs a nose. So I go back to shapes. I think I'm going to give it a plus sign looking nose. Click and drag. Remember, if I don't like the spot it's in, I can move it, and I'm going to paint it black. Okay, now I have to do the mouth. Go back to shapes. Let's see if there's any shapes that kind of look like a mouth. Well, I see that this one looks like a mouth turned sideways. I'm going to click that one and draw it. Now I'm going to show you a secret. Do you see how there's this little extra dot up here in the top? If you click on that extra dot, you can turn the shape. I'm going to turn it. Then I'm going to make it shorter and wider. Oh, that looks like a nice mouth now. And I'm going to color that black, I think. Okay, so now my pumpkin is looking like a pumpkin. And I can add some other things if I want. I can add some vines, or I can add some leaves from it. You can do whatever you would like. The other thing you can do is when you click on your big square next to the paint bucket, there's this border color. I can click that, and that makes your outline. I can click black, and then it says border weight, and I can make it thicker. So now there's a nice thick outline around my pumpkin. I can do that for each of the shapes, give them a nice thick outline if I wanted. Maybe my eyes and nose, I want them to have a yellow outline. That looks kind of nice. Okay, you can do it however you want, okay? So after that, after you're done making your square pumpkin, you think it looks good, you're gonna go back to Schoology, okay? And when you work in Google Slides, and let me copy this over, give me 1 second. Oops, come on. Here we go. Put that in here. When I put something in Google Slides and then I go back into Schoology, look, it's there now. Okay, it's there now. So once my work is there, my next slide says, make sure you click submit. Just like I showed you in the video, I'm showing you in the video right now. Once your picture is in Google Slides, you click submit. I'm not going to click submit because I don't want to turn it in for this student, but you're going to click this button that starts with an S and click submit, and then Mrs. Kessel will be able to see your work, okay? So make sure you do your pumpkin and then you click submit so that I can see that you were able to do this in Google Slides. Next week, we'll get to build our pumpkins. I can't wait to see you then. Bye.